Got these things off of a friend for absolutely nothing at all. Bunnings sells the exact same thing, just not treated, and I did make sure that they were treated in a way that was safe. Some aren't, some are. These ones are, you can tell by looking on the sides of them. These ones have HT, which means heat treated. But Bunnings sells the exact same things untreated for $60 a pop, and these ones cost me absolutely nothing. So we're going to try and make them into a garden bed. It's probably going to be a long procedure because, as you can see, there's a bit of work to be done here. I don't know jack shit about gardening, but that's part of the fun. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to learn. We're going to try and rake all of the loose stuff out of here. It still needs about 100 going over with the lawnmower. And we're going to rake that out, hit it with some weed kill, and hopefully what's in there will die. And then we'll be able to remove it, put some sort of a bottom in there so nothing grows through, hopefully, and then just chuck in some veggie mix or something. I'm going to borrow a ute or borrow a trailer and go load that up with a scoop or so. Hopefully that should fill it up and we should be able to plant our first things. That is definitely not the way they intended you to use a rake. That's what we're doing. I have to clear all this out anyway, so it's not going to really matter. I want to, if this goes well, I want to chuck another one there, keep it going along, and we'll just see how far we can take it, really. Really need to have a general cleanup. Get rid of me Bluetooth hose. Don't know if it's any good or not, but I guess we're going to find out. No, like I probably brought the worst possible thing you can. Maybe this setting will work better. It's going to absolutely cake it on there. It's cheap enough.
One eternity later.
I guess we'll leave it and see what happens. I don't think I covered nearly enough, but if it at least worked, we know it's worth buying again. Oh, I really need to clean up in here and reorganize a bit better. But I have a new plan, which happens an awful lot. We're not gonna go ahead with the idea we originally was with the raised garden beds, so we're still gonna use them. But I'm going to try something a little bit different and hopefully that works. If not, we'll just default back to that plan. I'm going to make a couple of stakes and use those to mark off a bit of area where I might have to dig it out and flatten it out a little bit. We'll see how we go. I reckon these will probably just snap anyway if I try to bash them in the ground, but we'll see what happens. Try to cut them flat and put a bit of an angle on one end of them. We'll see what happens. I know right about now someone's going to be saying something about the way that I'm doing it, and let me tell ya, considering it's my fingers right next to it, if I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, I wouldn't be doing it. Trying to break her neck. But as you can see, that has not done much at all. But I'm still going to use the same spot. So we're just going to be marking it for now, if I can even get the stakes to bash in the ground. Go like first one over here. That went way better than I thought it was gonna. Close enough. Hopefully, if I've done that right, you can still hear me. Not that there'll be much really to hear, because what we're going to do is something about this. I think we'll just yeet that out of the way for now. Can hear Bjorn blowing a gasket in the background. Right. That's actually not too bad. I was expecting it to be much worse than that. My measurements actually weren't off. It was just because I was too far off to one side. That would have fit. Maybe. But anyway, that's the idea for the floor. We just need to get it to sit a bit more flat, because obviously that is not flat. And doing a roof, that might be the challenge. Undecided whether I want to go with like an upright house looking type thing, like so, or whether I want to go with like those tunnel things people use, but use that as a roof. Both present their own problems. One, because I'm not a very good builder for the house-like one, and for the dome one, I don't really have a pipe bender, and I don't really have a desire to buy one either. I'll get your nose. What you doing? You got eye boogers? You got eye boogies? Yes. Kind of getting the gist of it. You can see where the weed mat and I put down is the base of them. I need to get another one to make that one, but I might have to get one of the smaller ones, or two of the smaller ones, and join them together. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But that's the gist of it, and then we'll build it up from there. I think I'm going to join a couple of these old pallets together as the walls, remove a lot of the inside slats, leave the outside ones so when it's wrapped in plastic, it's got enough stuff there to support it. But obviously if we leave all those boards on there, then there's going to be a lot of light obstruction. You can already see just the amount of shadows that are being cast by it. But I reckon that'll make easy walls. Do that on that side, get them roughly even, build them up obviously, and then worry about the front. Right, now we need to align this so it's relatively straight. Send her home. Finish putting in the rest of the support and the screws. The side is done. Now, need to put some supporties right there. How did I do it on this side? What the hell? So I've got the base for the walls, the skeleton. I reckon we'll probably do the backside a little bit more because it doesn't matter if we mess the backside up as much, as it's going to be completely closed anyway. The plan was originally to disassemble this, But if it fits, then it fits. Probably go that way a little bit more. Oh, you know what? You know what? That's pretty damn close. I would like to have salvaged some of these boards, but I reckon I'll end up just cutting them out like how I've done with that one. I'll eventually tidy it up and take those pieces off, but they'll look like that when they're done. But I reckon we just whack that there and call it a day. One issue we're going to face is how are we going to get the screws where I want them without cutting it out already. That's never going to make it through there. Interesting. Try not to set my backyard on fire. Let's just start screwing stuff in and see where it lines up, I suppose. It's going to have to come down a ways. Not really much I can do about that. Well, that'll hold it so it doesn't run away. And now, find the structural part of the pallet that we're trying to put on, which is that big block there. I would have liked full size runs like these ones, but that's what we got, so that's what we're going to use. One of those. One of those. Couple of them. Ah, hot motherfucker. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. That was the worst mark I've ever done in my entire life. And they're going to be roughly the same size. Excellent. Near enough's close enough. Why does a speed square work better when it's wet? Or why does a pencil work better when it's wet? Yep, close enough. Just realised I don't have a claw on my hammer. You know what would work though? That split a little bit, but it should be fine. The plan is to make like a dome, and this was the cheapest option. PVC is reasonably cheap, but for the lengths that I have to buy it in, it was going to work out to be like 90 bucks for all of what I needed. And I'd like to try to keep the cost low because it's already cost more than what I wanted it to. So we'll see how this goes first. I can see me ending up having to do this again. Because, like, that's going to hold it. But I feel like the wind's going to have something to say about that. Action camera ran out of juice, so we're going to have to do this bit on the phone. I don't know how we can really see it, but I've got a plan. I reckon, if we come through and I don't break my neck, got a board going up here. If I get that all nice and supported, get the door or whatever I'm going to do here, and then do it to the top there and run something along the top, I reckon that'll hold. So I've got a brace along the back. I need to do a brace along the front, but that means I need to do the door frame first. Otherwise I won't have nothing to actually brace it to. As you can see, I've been deconstructing a few pallets. And this one should fit right where I need it to. Ooh, it's going to be tight. That will fit very nicely. Very snug. We'll just build it up. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to do what I need it to do. Which is open, close, and make a frame. So I think we'll just keep building it as we go. It's worked pretty well so far for everything else. I probably should be using nails for some of it. Because obviously the reason, or at least I believe, like I said, not a builder, that should be obvious. But they use nails instead of screws because screws don't bend, they snap. But none of this would be holding much weight anyway. It all pretty much stands by itself. It's just to stop it falling apart pretty much. And I reckon if we grab one of these random offcuts we've got here, maybe two even, that should provide our spacer. Look at that. Might be dodgy, but it works. And I reckon, even better yet, if we pull that out a bit, we can use that to attach the next piece for the door frame, hopefully. I'm going to use the big screws for this. I just want to put one of these in here to hold it for now. This will be the test actually. It might be too far apart for this to work. I've still got to cut them off. But this, oh no, that's, wait, yeah, this should be able to fit in between them because it's the same size. Yeah, it's the same size. That should be able to fit, but it's not. So that means maybe we don't need two spaces. Maybe one was sufficient. That's alright. It's one of those things we can finesse it a little bit. Cool. Obviously that's going to be taller than that, but we get the general idea. Cut it down to size. Yeah. I reckon join it like that, put a top on it each side, and there's our door frame. Oh, that's actually pretty solid. Not gonna lie. Want it to be flush with the outside. Don't care if it's not flush on the inside. little bit of splittage. Should be fine. Fast forward to a year and I'm rebuilding it from this point on. Look out, we have a door frame. Next question is, will my idea work? I'm thinking, because this stuff isn't the most structurally sound stuff in the world, if I work something like this, you know what? I reckon that's got it. So what I'm thinking is, probably doesn't need it, but I've got the extra wood. I'm thinking a brace on this side, and a brace on this side, maybe one on the back. I'll put the big board up on top, screw it straight into the door frame, put like a little wedge here and screw it into that, and then into the board as well. That's what I reckon. What do we reckon if we go like, oh, well that's probably not going to work. I'll have that back, sir. Let's not drill into our hands. Clamp it would be really handy right about now. Let's put another one in the side. Let's walk around. Look! You know what? That's alright. That is alright. And now that one's not going anywhere either. Something like that should do. I did think about adding a thicker board and a brace going up the middle here. I don't think it's going to need it. Like, if it does its job, the heaviest thing that's going to be on it's water. And again, if it does its job, there shouldn't be no water on it really. It should just beat off the sides, in theory. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're going to use nails to put these ones up. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact that we're running out of screws. Maybe a little. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Excellent. I don't know what the best way to go about it is. Probably going to need you to hold some stuff at some stage. I'm going to fold the ends of it so that it gives it a bit more bite into where I'm going to staple it. I'm probably going to wrap it the wrong way as much as I possibly can, no doubt. hell is going on here? No wind. Second you want to do something. Oh, there you go, live test. The Craft-Right stapler is better than the Trojan one. I'm hoping that this doesn't come back to bite me on the ass. I've seen some people say it's a bad idea, I've seen some people say it's fine. We're going to find out. That's going to be the bottom layer. And apparently I needed a hell of a lot more for the top layer than I thought I would. And I brought a thermometer, but I don't think it's going to be too hot in here anyway for a while. Not till the door's done anyway. The main thing is, it's somewhat usable. Look at that! I reckon I'm not going to have enough dirt. Like, there's a lot more grass than the other stuff, and there's still some plastic I want to pick out of there. I don't think I'm going to bother doing what I've done on this side. I think I'm going to try to use, I think Bunnings sell this like peat moss type stuff that you can mix with water. It makes like 95 litres of it. It's relatively cheap. I think I'm going to half and half it. Do half of that, or use a majority of that, and then put in some pot and mix as well. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know nothing about gardening, so it's all trial and error. We'll see how we go. Got a couple of little plants down there that already started. Got some seeds around here somewhere, wherever I put them. And we'll get some stuff actually going. Finally get some plants in the ground. Well, that's our last bag, now we just need to even it. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull that patch of weeds out. I don't really want it that close to the surface, because I bet you that one's going to grow. It's been meh, good enough. And I mean, once I rip that weed out, plant. Son, plant grow. Hopefully. I reckon I'll keep that. Jam it right there so I know what kind of tomato it is. Not that that means much to me. That may as well be in a different language. Also got this one because it looked really cool. Probably tastes like crap, but it looks cool. All the stuff I usually grows in hydroponics, so that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like separate it, stick it in a pellet or hydro pebbles and sit it in your nutrient water and off you go. I don't understand dirt. I've done hydro plants like this where you buy them and separate them. Actually my best ones that I've got so far, because I haven't really been doing it that long, were like this. I've had a lot of issues with seeds. I get them to a certain point and then they just don't want to go no further, but that's clearly a me issue. It's nothing wrong with the method, it's just I don't know what I'm doing. Only thing that does concern me over here is these are a lot closer together than I probably should have put them. I have a funny feeling if that thing takes off, it's going to suffocate the life out of this. Well, that's not much, but that's a start. If I could change a couple of things about the way I'd done it, I would have jacked up the sides of this to make it more flat, but digging it out did work. It's flattish. The whole thing's wonky, but it's okay. I would definitely go scoop dirt in a perfect world. I'd probably do one tomato plant over there in a pot, separate. There's unused space there. May as well. I might even block that piece in, but I kind of like the ventilation, so we'll see. The whole thing might even get ripped down, who knows. What else? There was something else that was annoying me that I said if I could do it again, I'd change. In an ideal world, I would not have used these as roof, but we're on an extremely limited budget, and PVC was significantly more expensive for how much I needed in width. So we may upgrade them in the future if it gets destroyed, we may not. We'll see what happens. The main thing is, we got some stuff started. And I'll give some updates in the future. Until then, I'll see you next time.